Hey everyone, welcome back here to Bally's Casino and Resort, home of IPL 3 Origins. League of Legends going down right now, and we're entering into our third match in the best out of 3. All weekend long, we've seen 2 O's straight off the bat. Now, TSM taking Epik in the first game, losing 1 turret all the way up to 30 minutes in the game. Epik just seemed to really lose composure of that, and they were able to turn that around, bringing it into the second game, a totally different team comp. The poke comp that we've seen do really damaging things this whole entire weekend, and Epik was able to take that game pretty much verbatim the way that TSM beat them. So we're really at a standoff right now for this third game, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And sure enough, Team Solomid is picking up blue team. They're going to go for the first pick, first ban. And, we saw the last game. I mean, it was such great play by Epik. Obviously, the draft was really strong for them. We talked about the first game, that Yorick Vayne comp, so good. I mean, they couldn't win fights there because they had so much damage output that they really got to crush that game. And the second game, again, it was such a strong strategy from Epik Gamer. Come up with a Heimerdinger poke, super strong right there. Xpecial saying duo support bot. Apparently that's the new thing. We just see a lot of interesting things come in from these guys. Oh, because Nguyen is taking over for Chaox. I get it, yeah, because TSM is without Chaox, so Nguyen comes over. So it's going to be, Alistar plus Sona. Really powerful lane. That's definitely a kill lane right there. Very farm heavy. Soraka, Alistar. Okay, Soraka instead. Close enough. But I think this game's going to be probably one of the most interesting drafts that we're going to see from these series because, we saw CLG Dignitas. It was cool to see Akali, cool to see Rise, all that kind of stuff. But, game 2, they're like, no, we think we can do it again. We think we got the comp for it. This time around, it's actually very much about, we've seen just very different strategies both times, very different styles of play. And this is, I think, the one best of 3 where we've really seen different styles come out, and the drafts are so incredibly different. It's really going to depend on that, what champions come into play, the strategies teams go for. Epik, the first team to really show they have different strategies. CLG actually showed it the first day, I think, when they had the heavy Needly Trundle poke comp instead of the first game where it was much closer. So other teams, I guess, have been actually doing different comps as well, where the draft's been very heavy. But now being a best of 3, and now knowing that both these teams have the ability to take games very heavily from each other, and I got to say, a lot of it is the draft.
Indeed, something to be asked by TSM when we get the interviews with these teams is, coming into that second game, it seems like they just thought they had it. That's exactly what may have happened for them. They were just a little complacent in the fights. They really got caught off guard, and we'll have to see. As you said, I do expect the lineups to switch again. They aren't really teams to stick with, it did work, not to say that they don't stick with what works, but to change it up, that's the idea. Epik didn't really like what they had last time, so they just went for a full flip and really came out on top. And we'll have to see how really the picks and bans go here. There is that Heimer to be challenged now, but will they, now I wouldn't say waste the ban, since of the damage he just did, it would be smart to take him out. It does leave somebody else open that really could be picked by the other team.
But yeah, I think, again, because they had to ban out Yorick and Zilean, in that last game, because Epik was first pick, I think there's, Heimerdinger ban's worth it, and we'll just kind of deal with the fallout of that. I think they're okay with tossing one of the 3 bans towards Heimerdinger just to prevent that strategy, ban out that Dinh pick, and they'll go from there, and it just seems like the likely choice. Or, they go the CLG route where they're like, no, we think our comp was fine, we just got outplayed, we didn't play it right, we had some miscommunications. Maybe they think that is the case, and maybe they think they can just outpick the Heimer. And again, because they might have to bait those bans away, because Epik has to ban probably Zilean and Yorick as that was swapped. They said, oh, now we can Gragas, now we can pick all these other champions. Kog'Meow, again, was a ban that Epik had to use. Maybe with these available choices in the lineup, because maybe you'll ban Zilean and Yorick this time, and maybe now we actually have the comp for it, even to beat that same strategy.
All right, so it looks like we have the switch-ups going on here. Epik now to get one more back in. There's Dyrus, and it looks like we may get underway on this game right about now. We're going to let them know that they can go. Third and final match, TSM versus Epik. Team Solo Mid looking to face off against Dignitas with this win, and the same for Epik Gamer. Can they make it happen? Can they go to the finals here? IPL 3 Origins, our final match, about to go underway once the team's okay that they are also ready. And it's going to be quite a game. We did have some switching up going there in the last game. As we said, the comps were nothing of the same as we saw in the first game. And we'll just have to see what they do for the third one.
Yep, and we are into the draft. Now you can see TSM, TheRainMan, the captain for this game. Fast ban under Morgana. Makes a lot of sense. Very highly sought after champion. Apparently TSM, not a team that really likes to run it. Instant Yorick ban, of course, makes a lot of sense. So it'll be interesting to see what else comes on here. Heimerdinger could be one. Zilean could be one. But we're gonna keep this one going. I think TSM gonna let Zilean stay in. I know that Reginald likes to play that champion. And I mean, maybe Epik believes that they're okay to fight against Zilean if they can get the rest of their comp to work. There are some champions that are really good against Zilean. One of them being, for example, Talon. You can go Corki for a ranged AD. We saw the comp last time where we saw Dignitas take over Curse. And they said, if you go for, hey, no, Zilean's out with the ban, but they're saying, if you go for a heavy AoE style team, with Talon Ultimate, with Corki being a very AoE heavy champion, if you don't have heavy single target focus, the Zilean revive doesn't mean as much because everyone's dying. One guy reviving in a 5v1 doesn't mean a whole lot. So we'll see if that ends up being the choice. But Nocturne, Morgana, Yorick, Zilean, those are the bans so far. TSM gets one more choice, and we're going to see if it's Heimerdinger.
Yeah, they do. Caitlyn, all right. So Caitlyn goes out. They figure that Heimer can be countered by a champion if possibly picked again. We'll have to see that. It's up to Westrice now to ban out the final player for Epik.
Lee Sin or Kog'Meow are my bets. No, it is Gragas. I'm surprised.
First game, Lee Sin has not been banned.
It's true. Wow. Are they gonna rush it?
I don't know. Yes.
Yep, they do.
Oh, wow.
There's the Lee Sin.
I think, that's kind of one of those things they were hoping exactly didn't happen, but maybe they have an idea. Maybe they have the idea to stop this.
Thing is, again, like with Udyr and with even Gangplank, Lee Sin not necessarily that strong against Heimerdinger. Now with Caitlyn gone and with Morgana gone, maybe that's the pieces that they needed to make the Caitlyn comp work. Here is the Gangplank grab. I'm surprised they get it so early because the jungler has been taken. It's not likely that it gets stolen. But Gangplank and Vayne a very strong pick here with Yorick, Zilean gone. They don't have that heavy support, but there's a lot of choices. With Caitlyn gone, though, also that means that Vayne has a very safe lane. No one really touches. Caitlyn's like the one champion where the laning is brutal. Everyone else can kind of trade around, and it's not a big deal. And Vayne seems highly sought after. But Kog'Meow is also in. And so, it really seems like they're going to get a lot of choices here. Yep, there's the TheRainMan going to be playing that Udyr, and Xpecial might get a free Alistar here. Alistar, very strong pick. But also, Alistar gets killed by Vayne. That true damage coming in from Silver Bolts can really crush that. And yep, there is the Kog'Meow. So it really seems like TSM's getting all the champions that they want this time around. Lee Sin and Kog'Meow were both banned away from them, but now they're like, actually, we're okay with this. And they have those, those two big heavy bruisers in front with that Lee Sin and that Udyr. They've got the Kog'Meow in back. And, we'll see. I mean, Epik might get a switch over towards, Westrice could have an Akali come out because, we saw before with Dignitas CLG that Akali does really, really well against that Kog'Meow. So, I mean, that might be an option here.
Indeed. Crumbzz and Dinh to pick it out here. It's going to be already such a team comp for TSM. The odd one to initiate a fight in bear stance with TheRainMan flying in to double shield him. Start off, and that's a lot of cooldowns to be blown by Epik if they really go after that fight and initiate that way. So they have to be careful of odd one coming in with TheRainMan close on his heels. It's going to be something to recognize.
Karthus, interesting.
I like it. A little bit of magic shredding as well as lay wasting. So we're going to see who actually goes in mid against that. And what would be a good counter that TSM would really throw into that play?
Wow, this is like a full global team right now. They've got Soraka ult, Karthus ult, and Gangplank ult can all reach everywhere on the map. So they might go for some heavy pressure onto this Kog'Meow. They might play I guess they're not an aggressive support because Soraka's in there, but they could really pressure this Kog'Meow. Jungle Gangplank, Vayne dives, Karthus ults. There's a lot of supports available here. They could Alistar, they could Taric, they could Sona, they could Janna. You could always go for like Leona and Sho'ggoth have been used as supports, tanks bottom lane before. It's going to be up for Reginald, probably a Brand pick. It seems like the likely one. Reginald plays a lot of Brand in here. Certainly also Soraka, very good pick against Brand. That Wish really helps. Kassadin. Oh, yeah, Kassadin is a counter pick to Karthus. Can really assassinate him. He has a very strong lane against Karthus. And let's see what the support choice is going to be. Support Rammus has been called out from the audience. Yes. I'm betting not. Sona. Wow, they can dance and silence that Karthus. They can really keep him from doing anything. This is a really, really strong lineup from Solo Mid. I think Solo Mid's got them outpicked. I think that actually. I mean, we'll see if Kassadin stands the test of time. They've got that back line of Sona and Kog'Meow, so there's really no heavy support for that Kog'Meow. If they dive, no one can stop that. But Nocturne's banned. They probably won't have that Westrice Akali. I don't think it's going to happen. But if they did, they would be. I mean, you get soft countered by Lee Sin because they're reveal, but it's not always important enough. It's really time for the solo top, and it is high. Wow! Please don't troll me. Please don't troll me, Dyrus. You have trolled me before. You have done it before. But let's see.
It looks like they're going to stick with this one.
Honestly, Singe would work here.
Singe would definitely work as well. The Dyrus Singe would be great to see.
Crumbzz is likely to be Karthus. They could give. Dyrus probably can jungle a Gangplank, but he's taken a long time to pick this. It might be a troll pick. I'm hoping he's not. That Fro is just so lovely. Dyrus, what are you doing? Dyrus, what are you picking?
Keeping us on the edge of our seats here. This what
Actually,
a team
let me scoot
comp by
back so I can get on
TSM.
the edge of my seat. Hold on, let me scoot this chair back. All right, I'm now on the edge of my seat, waiting for that Heimer pick. Is he going to do it? I'm leaning in, hoping. 2 seconds. 1, 0, and he is Heimerdinger. All right, there it
Wow.
is. Epic Gaming going for another Heimer. They've got again that support Soraka. That is
Exciting.
a long-range Karthus.
You had me on the edge of my seat there.
You didn't move.
I know.
You lied to me right now. I don't appreciate that.
100 seconds left. We'll appreciate this match because it's going to be amazing. We have all our champion picks in. Morgana, Nocturne, and Caitlyn, the bans for TSM. Yorick, Zilean, and Gragas, the bans coming out of the side of Epik. They do leave Heimer in the game and give him back to Dan. Dinh did not work out for them last time. We'll see if TSM can thwart it this time. They do have Lee Sin, however, a really big game changer and probably one of the most prominent junglers right now in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of a who's who of Team Solomid's lineup. I mean, they really have a lot of, heavy, strong champions. Sona's never, really, you never see support bans anymore. It seems that they're all, closely enough balanced and that, no one has a strong preference in play style, that they're okay sort of leaving all the supports in almost all the time. And it's more these, these mages and junglers that get the target bans right now. Caitlyn, of course, a extremely strong laner. They just did not want to deal with Gragas, and that was, again, aimed at that last pick Heimerdinger. They did want to run that strat, and they said, you know what? We can make this work with other champions. It's going to be okay. You drop out Caitlyn, but it's all right. We got something else. It's going to be interesting to see because, Chaox can spam that ult out, but they have the Soraka for support. They do have, a little bit of poke from TheOddOne, but, Reginald trying to jump into this lineup. If they can support Karthus enough, and it's going to be close, because Karthus has, the one heal from Soraka, maybe the Wish as well, but you look at, OddOne jumps in, Chaox ult. If Udyr lands a single stun, that's an instant drop from Chaox. Reginald's going to come in silence. Karthus could immediately blow up. We're going to see if he gets some early magic resist to try to defend that. If the Soraka ore is going to be enough. If they get an Aegis on Dyrus. We saw last time, he went Wriggles into Aegis. 24 magic resist gained by doing that. Crumbzz could even have instead of AP Blues could do MR Blues. We saw way back at the at Season 1 championships, we had people as their mages would run MR books to outlane, and we saw it actually at the IEM Gamescom Global Challenge like last year as well. A lot of the European mages would run MR books to outlane mages because, 13 MR versus 9 AP, one of those is going to be a little bit stronger. It's the 13 magic resist. And so, that might be the choice here. Might go for a more defensive Karthus build. He does have Exhaust that's going to really help him actually against Reginald. Reginald might be soloing top. He's got Teleport and Flash. So, interesting. They might have Karthus solo, Catherine solo top, Udyr in mid. I could see mid Udyr actually landing well against Karthus. Karthus can't really spam him down. He doesn't have the sustained damage. He'll run out of mana by doing this. And then you've got...
if you just boots pots in the beginning, you can run right around every lay waste, get in there with the bear stun, and really not have to worry about Defile with with Turtle.
Yeah, or I guess Heimerdinger might be mid as well, so it's going to be
true.
Karthus top. But again, Kassadin and Elaine against Karthus is quite strong. Has that Q spam harass. Karthus might get a bunch of MR. Does not have Summoner Teleport, so that's going to be a little bit difficult for him.
No teleports, actually.
Yeah, so this is the first time where Epik, where one team's got a teleport up top, the other team doesn't, or one of the first few times. Normally that teleport is really, really helpful, but a lot of cool things can happen with this. You might see Reginald be highly mobile and a highly assassination. That was not grammar at all. Highly assassination from Reginald. Thumbs up from me. But Kassadin's a champion that can get ahead and stay ahead. And it's good against Heimerdinger, it's good against this Karthus, it can be good against Soraka. All these champions can die under a 3-second silence.
Yeah.
A lot of things could happen here.
Highly assassinable.
Highly assassinationable. So, if you guys are in the audience and you want to cheer for Team Solomid, the blue team, spawning in the bottom left, led by Reginald, their team captain, let me hear you guys for TSM. All right. And if you want the purple team, Epic Gamer, to win, let me hear you guys in the audience.
Wow.
A lot of crowd feedback there. Now, I know you thought he was super cute last time, but who are you rooting for?
I'm actually, I don't know, I'm pretty neutral on this. I want to see an amazing game. I don't really think anybody has the upper hand on this match, so there's really no route to be had here.
I'm definitely excited to see a lot of different picks in here. We have not seen a lot of Kassadin. We've only seen Kog'Meow a few times. We've not seen Lee Sin yet. The Heimerdinger, of course, always interesting to me, and he's done well so far, so... it might work, but this is just, a big, sort of throw your hands up in the air, toast everything around. The entire lineups are almost, the lineups are almost entirely different now, but the same core strategy of the Solomid Heimerdinger is still, at its core. So we'll see how that pans out. But we see Reginald Got that 1 point in Q. Let's go through the builds. TheRainMan, not grabbing much just yet. Let's just go through and we see all the builds for the players. Vamp Scepter for TheOddOne. Learning E to jungle. Kog'Meow with the W. Cassid again with that Null Sphere. Westrice actually starting Tumble. Again, we see different builds for different players. Chaox, leaves Tumble for last. Westrice going to get level 1. I think that's actually a bit of a mistake. Nguyen going for the heal. Pretty standard on Soraka. Move over to Karthus, of course, lay waste the early grab there. Heimerdinger with rockets. And finally, Gangplank getting that raised morale going. There's the missiles coming out, and he's going for it. So he's going to take a nice bit of damage here. Dandin still tanking those for the Gangplank. And then getting tethered. Dyrus, get the damage output.
There we go. Able to get that down. Sometimes it happens. They will go around. He just wants the big one. Able to come out. They're going to draw that back. It looks like they will get off of him. He goes for blue, and it looks like Visine, Asley starting at bottom, as he does, has a different jungle path than that Gangplank, so we'll see.
Cute. Karthus Soraka is the lane. They're going to let Vayne lane against Udyr up top. So Heimerdinger is still going to get harassed, though, by this Karthus, or Kassadin. Heimerdinger's passive does give him bonus health regen, so he might survive this lane. He does not have an MR book, though. So that's going to be a little bit scary for him. It might be difficult for his lane, but let's see if Westrice can survive. TheRainMan should be able to, honestly. Westrice is very accustomed to solo top. Generally, he's known, of course, as an Akali player. Akali is generally a solo top champion. He's done pretty good with that so far, but here's Crumbzz. This could work pretty well. We'll see if it's just a babysat farm lane and Westrice is the aggressor. We're going to find out.
Looks like it, yeah, as you said, it's going to be Dinh in mid versus Reginald. Look at that damage already. Wow, Reginald not even able to get in range. The missile's just so much farther than that Q. He's able to do a good amount of damage, at least 75% health right now. Looking to hit him there with some auto attacks, getting it out whenever he can. Yeah, if you can't dodge a wrench, you can't dodge a ball.
Actually, no, that's actually the contra. No, never mind, doesn't really matter. I was gonna fight your grammar, but I'm really done with it.
I know you would.
All right, let's see. I'm sure Reddit's like, why does Phreak keep yelling at Rivington? He's not.
Rivington was hate Phreak.
I've got this every time we cast. Someone always calls me out.
It's because when you're talking and I do this, they're like, oh my god, Rivington's so mad. He looked at Phreak.
I think everyone gets angry looking at me. I think I have that kind of face.
Looks like Westrice getting a little bit of pressure there up top. It was, again, Visine going in on TheRainMan with the shield. Very nice job there, zooming in, getting the Q off. They were able to do some damage, but that health pot's able to keep Westrice in the battle right now. And straight down, TheOddOne just continuing to batter down on this Epik team. Silenced. Oh, tons of damage coming out. He does get in there, and he is able to flash onto him. Can he get the Tempest down? I believe that second one did go down. You can see Heimer is not running as fast. His Q should come back up. The flash from Kassadin. Silenced once more.
The Q.
Coming in. Oh, wow. First blood coming in. Very nice. The Q-Dukin coming out of the TheOddOne, taking out Heimerdinger. And actually, that was Reginald come up with the last hit on the auto attack, so very nice.
Yep. Very, very well done. That Visine gank, very strong. That was basically the counter pick there. Is Visine's such a strong ganker. Heimerdinger, no natural escapes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna hurt you quite a bit.
Very nice job there. I mean, that was really aggressive. Visine was just top. He's like, you know what? I'm going straight to middle. I'm going to make something happen for my team, and they did. First blood at about 4 minutes, 15 seconds into the game. Very nice for TSM, starting this one off strong, and great harass up top by Westrice, continuing to just batter down on TheRainMan.
Oh, ow! That's gonna hurt you a little bit. And now that means he's actually available for Visine. He has no ward. They've got to be very afraid of where Visine is because Vayne has no flash right now. It was an easy kill, and I can see this game snowballing out of control and giving TSM a good win because they've started out so very strong here. Dandin, only with boots still, has not gotten any other items, has not been able to afford much. You see his gold, only 220 at current gold at least.
Vayne has back top. Within her harass, definitely getting a little bit more damage. She did grab a Doran's, now has a ward for herself. So Westrice is going to be able to play a little bit more aggressive in lane with that placement of the ward. Dyrus making his way around, double buffed up, so we could see him out in the lane quite soon. Usually the gangplanks of this tournament have been quite late in their appearance, and they may be costing some people the game, but always a good player to have on your team, and definitely awesome to have those globals. As you said, they're kind of stacking together with Soraka, Karthus, and Gangplank, so we'll have to see how they utilize that. Yeah,
that could have been a gank right there for Gangplank if he actually had health, because Reginald has used Flash to chase that kill onto Heimerdinger. So I mean, this would be a great time for just Gangplank to show up, Blizzard buff plus passive, and they don't have a ward watching it. So I mean, realistically, TSM Reginald, this is like a free gank right now onto Karthus. There's nothing that could stop him from doing this.
Yeah,
and really I'm a little surprised.
Karthus is actually close enough that within the next 2 creep waves, he is going to be level 6. So they really want to initiate on that at least now, so he can't just rift away. It's going to be a lot of damage because he may just go for Dinh in that fight. Looks like Visine just kind of roaming around, may give Reginald some time to back here, but no, they saw him back, so they're going to be pushing this mid turret. Very well played. TheOddOne in just the right spot at the right time, and they're going to get some good damage here in mid after they take these down.
Yep, he got 2 minion kills. Good job there. And they're going to keep moving on up to this turret. It's going to take quite a bit of damage, so nice stuff.
Bottom lane, not doing too much. That Karthus sticking it through. See what he can do here.
So, I was just handed an interesting note. So, Dyrus is unfamiliar with Jungle Singed. Or, sorry, well, probably. But
yeah.
Unfamiliar with Jungle Gangplank. So, before the game, Dyrus looked up a Jungle Gangplank guide.
Yes.
Guess where he looked up the guide?
Team Solo Mid's website.
Yes, he did. Westrice actually getting jumped on by TheRainMan, losing about half his health. So I just want to point out, Solo Mid, if you guys lose this game, you beat yourselves.
Wow. Up top, still the harass from Westrice, but wow, great shielding by TheRainMan, taking a little bit of damage here, but using Turtle to sustain. That's going to help him get a little bit of HP back. Really just using that. Let's see what he's skilled up here. Yeah, 3 in that Turtle, 1 in Bear, and 1 in Tiger. Lane, you usually don't get Phoenix until you have to. Just one of those things that you really don't have to utilize. Westrice.
Epik the first.
Oh, Dragon.
Going for Dragon. It's going to be close. Nhat taking some damage.
Teleports.
They're on top of it. Can they get the kill? Looks like it did get picked up. TheOddOne is in front. He can take a lot of damage, but Crumbzz is low. Out of mana. He will flash over. TheOddOne could land the damage. Oh, and he dodged some of it.
Great dodge. That's still going to hurt. Karthus is going to have to run. He has 0 mana. It's not like he can even... And he can't ult coming out of this anyways. He is not level 6.
They could have chased Chaox
great
there.
damage there. Yeah, indeed, they could
had the
have.
whole team, like
2.
Chaox has no escape. They had Gangplank with a red buff. They could have chased it, I think. But, you know, they got the Dragon. They lost a kill. But, you know, that Dragon was worth it. They're only 500 gold down, despite some pretty, you know, scary lanes. Karthus only at 44 minions compared to the 63 of Kog'Meow. So Karthus apparently not doing great in that duo lane. We see TheRainMan milling about in the backside. Oh, Westrice has been caught by TheOddOne, and there is Kassadin. The exhaust comes out, not quite enough. Almost got the TheOddOne, but the ult came out just in time. Good job by the TheOddOne. Only 100 health left. Was definitely about 1 second away from dying. But that's now another kill picked up. Another 1,000 gold up, despite losing the Dragon.
You know, you just mentioned a few minutes ago, snowballing out of control, and it unfortunately appears that is what's happening here. The kills mounting, the first at 5, and now we have 3 at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So at least all the minutes since 5, they've really been picking up kills for themselves.
Dyrus.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and say that wasn't on TSM's website.
You know, at level 7, you should probably die to the wolves. Get back to your base. At least he did donate away blue. His red was about to time out. He didn't lose a lot of buffs for it, but Dyrus, which is interesting, you know. So I actually have another story to tell. Dinh, actually, this is the first. This is actually the first series he has not actually died to jungle mobs. In this tournament, actually, back in Season 1, qualifiers or championships, he died to jungle camps. Back in the first series, in the quarterfinals, actually died to jungle camps, Dinh. And now Dyrus, of course, taking the reins as the epic jungler who dies to jungle camps. They're keeping it in the family. It's, you know, well, not really, because Reginald is his brother, but, you know, keeping it in the team. Hands up to Epik, dies to jungle mobs.
Here we go, Gangplank. Oh, no, just warding. Dyrus going around, trying to get those wards in. We'll see what he's skilling up here. Should be Raise Morale. And yes, it is. No, actually going for Parlay. Parlay and Raise Morale.
No
and
oranges.
Actually, no oranges.
That's probably not in the build.
That's not in the build. All right,
because I've seen TheOddOne play jungle Gangplank, and he's not in this build. It was actually last game. We saw it just a second ago. He could have just screenshot of the post-game screen and, like, talked to me about, hey, so what was that build? And then I could have told him. But trusting the website.
I have a little fun fact for after the game. But
after the game?
Remind me to say it.
Remember your fun fact after the game.
I will.
Okay.
I was actually told this weekend, and it actually could be coming into play here. So we'll see if it rings true. And we're going to see mid, Kassadin. Oh, rifting in. Good damage from the QW. Very nice there. Reginald just backing out, knowing that he's going to be able to do that quickly. He didn't even waste too much mana doing that. He's going to be able to do that at least 3 or 4 times, and that's a lot. Both of them chugging those health pots right now. Visine advancing into a gank position, but he walks right through a ward, so I don't think he's going to get anything from this.
Yep, Dan's pulled back a little bit. He's got that turret in the way. One cool thing Dan can do is stay on his side of the turrets, and sort of, if Visine wants to Q him, he can always just hide behind a turret to do that more successfully. Visine now going for the blue, is going to hand it over to Kassadin. And Heimer might read that and go for the pressure. He's got an aggressive turret down. He's going to shoot some rockets out, getting a couple of minion kills off of this. And yeah, he's going to go for some turret pressure. But Kassadin, of course, will have blue rather shortly. He's actually heading up towards Vayne. This is smart. Vayne's carrying red, but Kassadin can easily chase this down. He should have his Force Pulse charge. Actually, no, he just used it to actually last hit this. He's got no Force Pulse charges. But when you're landing with an Udyr, Udyr can give you those charges really quickly.
Epik doing a really good job of actually farming the gold difference back there at right now. They have a 70-70 and a 60 farm. We're looking at TSM's. It's an 89, 50, and 50. So you can definitely see TSM, or Epik rather, farming a little bit better. But the kill favor is on TSM's side. So we're going to have to see no turrets have been taken here. 11 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Still anybody's matchup. This bottom lane AP support here with Crumbzz and Nhat doing what they can. Chaox, the highest farmer in the game right now, as Kog'Meow. He's going to have 96, doing really well for his team there. Dinh really pretty much hasn't moved from that position. Takes a Q though, and not that much damage. I think he feels a little bit more safe in lane. However, with that blue buff, it's going to make Reginald a hard fight.
I think he's really going to need some magic resist, though. I think he's going to get to the point where he's going to get one-shotted by Kassadin unless he starts building resistances, because Kassadin, right now, he's on Catalyst to lane well, but soon he's going to get that death cap, and that's going to be brutal against Heimer. Heimer has no natural escapes again, and there's no really heavy CCs. I mean, he can get silenced by Soraka, and maybe they can kill Kassadin during that time, but they have 0 stuns on the team that are reliable. They've got Heimer grenade if it hits a guy dead center. Those are the stuns that are on Epik. So that's a little bit scary.
Indeed, you know, they can get to condemn up, but that's all about positioning, and really have to facilitate that. But we have TheRainMan up top. Really can't get too close to Westrice right now. He is dealing some damage. If he has that BF sword, yeah, it would be quite early. He actually goes for attack speed. Very nice, and it looks like Westrice, again, will be going for the Black Cleaver as his first item. Yeah,
Westrice is also actually maxing Silver Bolts as well, so he has that same build as Chaox. And yeah, he's going for an attack speed build. It's you know, another dagger being picked up. I mean, that could be sort of divine to deal with the dodge from Udyr. Udyr does have Ninja Tabi. It could also be for a Phantom Dancer. It could, I wouldn't think Malady or anything, but
Black Cleaver.
Oh yeah, you're right. Black Cleaver is a very, actually very common build on Vayne. We've seen that since IEM China, seeing their Chinese range AD player going Black Cleaver almost every time. It was pretty successful, but still, I guess Soraka is enough sustain that she feels safe not getting anything more than that.
Looks like blue has just come up. Dyrus will make his way there, timing that quite well, as he just walked right past the Wolves. Gonna be able to take that down. And Vayne has now shifted over to middle here. It looks like they may get some focus onto Dragon. Very nice job there, doing some great damage. Just getting in there for their shot, get a roll on. Almost did not have the roll up. That would have done huge damage. Nice dodge there from the Q of Visine.
And both teams know Ogden's around the back. The turrets are down. Westrice got some good damage from Reginald, but Reginald has summoned a teleport.
Oh no!
Kog'Meow's been found a little bit. The wall doesn't do much. Crumbzz taking a lot of damage here. Ooh, barely dodges the Q. A lot of harass coming in, and there's the gangplank. Oh, they're going to press on aggressive. They will get that first kill, and Chaox is actually low. Crumbzz going to keep chasing in. Great dance from Soda. An amazing kick. And TheRainMan did trade back. Chaox will fall to the ultimate, and a great condemn. Nice job there by Westrice.
Wow.
And, oh, Reginald, oh my god, that heal. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. That was clutch. That was clutch. I can't believe that. Now, CLG was talking after the first game, after the series with Dignitas, that, you know, sometimes instead of fighting for Dragon, they'll trade the top turret. But the problem was they traded, so it was a 4v5. They got the top turret, but it was a 4v5, so they lost the fight. Like, you can just trade and just be fine, and just like, whatever will kill mobs, it's okay, just take it. But I mean, the fight was close. Certainly, it was really close. They kind of were towards the back, but the gangplank ult caught them. They dove in. The movement speed buff from that raised morale. I mean, hats off to Epik. That was well played.
Yeah, great push here by Heimer up in the mid. A lot of damage is going to go onto that turret from these minions. That siege minion, if that's to take the second shots, it's just going to keep going. Yes, it will. So those caster minions, OP, just knocking down on that turret. TheRainMan doesn't have the Phoenix stance yet, so he's going to have to go at each one of these individually. But there's Kassadin to Rift in. And good damage there by Heimer, knowing he can go back, not really wasting any time. Double buff to come back to lane. Pretty nice for him. Karthus still down bottom, doing what he can. Looking at the creep scores here. Still, Kog'Meow up in the front. Chaox at 121, and it's going to be Dinh right behind him at 110 on Epik.
Yep. One thing to note is Chaox is almost done with Infinity Edge. He's got two of the biggest pieces. He's under 1,000 gold away. Let's look at his actual gold real quick. He's at 161. So yeah, it's 1255 to finish that combined. So he's not far away. Actually, it's less than that. I'm just gonna stop doing the math now though.
A little bit of an invade here.
And yeah, they're gonna invade and steal red. It's been clairvoyanced by, well, they've not been spotted, but they could get caught. You never know. They're actually moving in. They see Lee Sin. They now see that. Westrice could get jumped really hard. Oh, Westrice, you're so incredibly dead. So incredibly dead. Will fall down.
Not much you can do there. Very nice job. Two of the biggest CC characters, a silence and a stun. You can't even flash out of that in either way. So they're going to go back to top. A very nice steal on red there. Totally unchallenged, and they actually got a kill out of it as well. Yep. And Kassadin just back to farm top with that assist, and now more gold. You know, TSM snowballing a little bit, but we did just see Epik stop them in a fight, so they may be able to shut this down if they can continue to do that within the next one here.
Ooh, good harass there from Chaox. Nat's going to try to keep Dyrus sustained. He has his wriggles. He's going to go, probably looks like it's going to be Heart of Gold next for Gangplank, or it could be Phage, I'm not really sure, but Dan double buffed up, gonna keep pushing through mid. Nice harass on the TheRainMan, doesn't shield in time. Grenade coming out. Still killing minions, got red turrets. Still spamming down TheRainMan, of course, healing quite nicely, has that innate lifesteal from the wriggles and from Turtle Stance. Grenades coming out. Dan is still that harass, but yeah, TheRainMan is sustaining pretty nicely. Vayne's been pinged, TSM knows she's there.
Oh, Lee Sin coming in to try to get this attack down. Nothing happening there.
It. Let's see, OddOne's still pushing up through the top. Let's take this time to go through builds real fast. You guys gonna look up on that. Max Tiger, Max Turtle, Max Heal, and Song of Celerity. So Xpecial actually playing differently than Locust. Locust was maxing Q on Sona, but Xpecial gonna max W and E, so for what that's worth. Lee Sin, of course, maxing Q, and actually starting to max Shield instead, so he's not getting points in Tempest. I actually am surprised by that. That's not what I would have expected. Chaox on Kog'Meow, maxing W, then maxing Q, just leaving that E at 1 point. And finally, Kassadin, ignoring W, max Q, then max E. Of course, Whiff Walk, pretty standard. Switch on over. Westrice still maxing W, then maxing Q afterwards, so not anything. Oh, scary. Chased by Reginald, not in range for a slow. That cooldown should be back up on the ult, but won't get much else. So yeah, unlike, I think, Chaox, who was maxing E afterwards, Westrice is going for more tumble points. Soraka maxing just one in Star Call, maxing the heal. Lee Sin's still around, he's been pinged. Westrice could get jumped. It looks like he's going to be okay. Highvindiger's still in mid, but out of mana this time. Blue is gone, so have to be careful. Oh, there's some damage output. Chaos could fall. It's going to be close. He does get it. Nice job there. A nice engage at the bottom of the map. Crumbzz coming in there with the assist from Soraka, and they do pick up Chaos. That's really, really useful for them. Of course, a little bit of free damage. Ooh, Reginald could scare you.
Ooh, just missing that rift outside. Looks like she will get a roll. Turn around, hit that minion. Oh, missing the Q. Reginald still trying to go in range of the turret. A very formidable opponent under the turret. Getting an attack right there. He could go for the condemn. He only has 2 on him. Oh, wow. Rifting over.
Shot.
Knows where he went, though, because he did have quite a little bit of a slow on him. Back flashed over. He's going to be able to rift again. And what an escape artist here. Reggie's going to be able to get out of this one alive for sure. Should just walk right into the red camp.
Stun!
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
He stopped moving, and he does take him down. Wow. Reginald typing all caps. Vision, question mark? How did that happen?
Clairvoyance, man. Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, and Nhat lets him know. Yeah, that was my CV. It's in the build.
He's like, Air 5 guys, anyone? Yeah.
Wow, that was awesome right there. I figured he would have walked right into the red, flashed over, and you're right into that entry to get back into the river and get out. So a very nice condemn as well, and the CV happening complementary to the attack.
Yep. So Dyrus actually playing pretty much full kite style. Oh, he's going for an Aegis. Oh, he did as last time. Again, going for the Aegis there. But yeah, he's actually not getting Orges at all. He's max E, max Q, and 0 points there. We look over at the Karthus build, by the way, max lay waste then 2 in Wall of Pain and Death 5. It was actually equal pointing those. But the blue steal just seemed to happen, and here they go. The Wall of Pain is out, and this could be scary. They've jumped in now. The TheRainMan is low. Crumbzz gets kicked in the face with his punching or whatever, and there we go. OddOne gonna go. Chaox gonna get the kill into Dan. Crumbzz in the middle of everything. TheRainMan getting chased around. Dyrus is there. Reginald's in there as well. TheRainMan could fall, but so much damage. Crumbzz getting hurt pretty badly, and Chaox is still there. Dyrus is running. Crumbzz will probably fall, and he does, but he kills the TheRainMan, of course. Kog'Meow gets the kill onto Karthus, and no ult going out. So it's a trade 2-for-2. The blue, of course, was stolen as well, so pretty good trade so far. Takes 7 the kill score, almost equal. Epik is winning in gold so far. The Dragon is up as well. Epik should take that down, but without Heimerdinger, it's going to be a little bit difficult.
And Vayne doing a great job here. The split pushes, they're all focused on that Dragon fight. and around the area as well. Cassidy going to clean this up.
Turrets.
Yep. Great job there. Chaox and Xpecial pushing up there in mid, getting that turret down. I believe Dragon is down, but they may be headed towards it, so it could be up. And there it is. It looks like they are going to go for this.
Leaving Clairvoyance, though.
Oop.
Can they get there in time?
They do have wards, so they're not seeing anything coming. Once they start seeing possibly more than just Soraka, yeah, right now they're not even worried about it.
They can jump him, though.
They're absolutely not worried about it, but now they see him. Great ward placement, and they know just straight down. Don't go anywhere else.
Whew. That ult hits hard. And they can still chase this. They do know that Cassidy was far. I think. Oh, he's just gonna flash. There's the wall of pain. Rockets hit hard. Crumbzz dying pretty fast, but they will kill Chaox. Nice job. And the heal comes in from Soraka. It's going to be safe. Vayne gotta be a little bit afraid of the TheRainMan. But a nice catch there. That was good. That was knowing the limitations of your champion and that your team has got your back. You're like, no, we're gonna chase this. I'll flash wall. Don't worry. Let's go. Let's go. It's got flash wall. It's okay. And they get it. But Dyrus gets caught and no oranges. Not gonna be okay right here. Good dance coming in. Actually, wow, the damage up. But the Karthus ult as well. Alba getting low. Westrice trying to chase. Not enough damage being dealt. They have not gotten this one. The team lives. Sona can sustain them back as well.
See what they have on this push down bottom lane. They do have a turret in the bush. Very nice there. That's going to stay in there and hidden until somebody gets close enough to be attacked. And we'll have to see. They can take down this turret. They have about 3 minions there, or 4 minions. Each minion, depending on melee, caster minions take 2 big shots. I believe all the small ones do. The siege minions take up to about 8, so it's really nice they were able to get that turret down, and still with the 2 minions just hanging out to go down after. Pushing up through the jungle, denying the resources that TSM would have. I don't think they're going to be able to make it over to the blue, but that right side is perfect enough, and they're able to just shut that down.
Wall could get the kill. TheRainMan slowed. It's only rank 2 wall. He's going to be okay.
Great job by Dyrus, focusing damage onto the turret during the entire fight there.
That was very smart. Their team has some nice mobility advantage because of the raised morale plus the Karthus wall. They can really kind of jump into the enemy team, and they can't jump out too easily. The Karthus wall, by the way, at rank 3, it's a 60% slow that refunds over time. And Gangplank's on active is going to give 7, no, that's passive 7 move speed. Wow, 26% move speed for 7 seconds. So that's actually a significant buff right there. Now, Xpecial does have the Song of Celerity as well. That's not far behind. We'll see how these kind of add up. Of course, Visine and Cassidy highly mobile. But Cassidy not dominating the game as hard as he wants to. He is 1, 2, and 5, a lot of assists, but he's very, very slow on the minion kills. We see that 3 people for Epik Gaming are above 100, but Reginald actually behind Visine in minion kills. That's really harsh for him. He's actually got denied pretty hard by Heimerdinger, and is actually very low in gold.
See, TheRainMan and TheOddOne now splitting up. Here it is, face to face. We do have Westrice ulting, going for the TheOddOne. Can he get over the wall? He does have a shield for Udyr. Will he hit it? No, jumping in. That was awesome. Jumped in at the same time he was condemned. Broke the space between that. Oh, wow. Westrice going down for his attack onto Visine. They were going to get 1-for-1, a little retribution kill for their teammate, and they're going to make it out. Wow, Cassidy chasing a huge attack and front burst onto Nhat. Nat's going to be forced to turn around, and it looks like Dinh not doing as much damage as he was last game to deter everybody from the fight. Crescendo coming out, but they don't like the damage they have. They are going to be forced to back here, also losing a little bit of vision. They did have CV, but still, they knew the odds were stacked against them. A lot of full health coming in here, especially with Soraka's big nuke heal, if you will, and they are going to make it back, possibly past this turret. Nobody's going to be on the catch here. And wow, Cassidy coming around the backside, and he will deter that. A parlay around the other side almost gets him, and he is about to make it out alive. Very nice job there. Back and forth, Reginald helping to save his team and kind of cause a little bit of distraction there. I don't think they would have caught him down the lane, but all the more, they're really working together right now.
And earlier on, Chaox actually was 1v1ing against Crumbzz, killed that Karthus, and I think his ult was up, and if he'd actually cast it, they would have ended up killing Reginald, but you know, he had died. He chose not to use his ult in his undeath, even though it probably would have helped his team with that fight, but turns out TSM came out ahead there pretty strongly. I think they got 2 for none, or no, I guess they did lose the TheOddOne initially, but then they traded 2 for none afterwards. So TSM doing a good job. They've kind of got themselves in this game still. 8 to 9 on the kills, 3 turrets on both sides. Dragons have been split pretty much evenly, and it's only 1,000 gold separates these teams. Very, very, very close on both sides. Dan does have Golem.
Not seeing any oracles yet, or purchased oracles. Let's go over here to Soraka. Yeah, she actually does have one. So Epik has the oracles. They actually have a great amount of wards on their side as well. So they're really controlling their own jungle, knowing that TSM may be very pushy right now, trying to go for their blue, trying to go for anything, and they want to be able to catch TSM off guard. Epik, you know, I kind of said that TSM was able to snowball, but Epik has been able to turn that around, and they've been doing a good amount of damage on their own, really turning these fights around that look like they're going to be in favor of TSM.
Yeah, they have very good location-based damage. They've got the Karthus E, they've got the Heimerdinger turrets and all that, Gangplank ult as well.
Yep.
If they can get them into a nice confined area, they've got so much AoE spam that can come down. And Sona, she can't really AoE sustain that well. She can heal a single guy at a time, gonna keep him up over the course of a battle. If the battle takes a long time, Sona can rejuvenate her team. But if they go over the course of maybe 10, 15 seconds, they've got a really good fight here. And there, again, the Wall of Pain off on the RainMan, doing some nice damage. Karthus actually continuing to put points into Wall of Pain, not into Defile. So, not necessarily the huge damage dealer as you could be by maxing Defile, but certainly without blue buff, because Heimerdinger is taking it. Wall of Pain, a great asset to the team.
Huge movement here, and they do get a ping onto Baron. They don't have a ward there, and they're saying somebody should throw one. That's pretty much what they're getting. Wow, a big push middle, and they're forced to kind of come down here and converge on their second turret for defense in middle. They don't have a big enough minion wave right now, but here they are going onto the turret. They are going to be met by 4 members of Epik. TSM trying to poke some damage in, got it down to about 75% there.
Yeah,
all the damage helps. Yep.
Suleiman has good siege that you can see, Kog'Meow laying down some damage. They've got a lot of spam coming out. And they've got that sustain from Sona. So any of that damage that comes in, I mean, he's maxed that heal. It's going to be 120 points per shot. And that's going to help a lot in keeping the team alive.
Looks like Udyr going for that wit's end. Going to stay nice and tanky as he goes into fight on that Crumbzz. It's going to give him a little bit of magic resist as he hits up to 5 stacks there. See what we got. Reginald just kind of hanging around, placing wards. That may have been his pink. I don't believe I saw that there before. So very nice job in communication by the entire team, assisting the ward game, just as Dignitas does. There we go, trying to thwart that, put the wall down, and really this could be a fight. They're all trying to bait each other. Here comes the poke game. They're really just going to be looking to get here and there. The bear stance from RainMan.
The
flash in, and they get Dinh. Enough damage to Q, all the way coming from Kassadin, flies across and catches him after the flash. Defile is on from Karthus, so everybody standing that is taking damage. Now in zombie mode, his passive allows him to cast spells for another 5-6 seconds. There's the ultimate, taking down Kassadin, really hurting Xpecial. Chaox also forced to leave the fight. A very nice flash coming in there by Westrice. Could he find Chaox as well? It's going to be a one-on-one. The condemned does not happen. The damage is being traded, and it's going to be up to Westrice. Just dodging that. The Canthian, can it come off? And he is able to get him in the runaround around the bush. Nhat was probably like, stop running around, I can't heal you.
Yeah, no, he'll just come off cooldown just that second. There it is, uses it on Dyrus. They get the turret kill. They managed to get 4 for 3, and that was amazing by TSM. They caught Heimerdinger, and they destroyed his face. It was gone. The fro was singed and burnt off. His turrets immediately die when Heimerdinger falls, and it was like, all right, 5v4, let's do this. But I'm pretty sure TheOddOne kicked Karthus into the team. I'm pretty sure we saw Karthus go and come into the enemy team and like do way more damage than he was supposed to. I think that happened. I did see him move forward, and it wasn't flash. He kind of moved over time. So Dyrus there finally has a point in orders because he has to. He's level 13. There's no other choice there. And oh wow,
Do they have, are they have double wriggles here?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
Karthus knows. Karthus is gonna drop that ward. OddOne getting crushed in the face.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, the damage output. RainMan taking it too. But there's Xpecial. They need more people. Kassadin's there. It's down to half. They need to do stuff.
Yeah, they really need to get in here. Flash in by Karthus
He
right
doesn't
now.
have it. He doesn't have
Oh
flash.
no, they need to get around this corner. They're just segregating themselves from this entire fight by being around that wall.
They got it.
They finally get Baron, and they knew they were there for at least 15-20 seconds. That cannot be allowed to happen. TSM gets a huge amount of gold. They can reset here, and they have a lot of ways to use this buff. The lanes aren't too pushed. They got quite a wave down bottom they need to take care of and top before they can really utilize the buff. But Baron is now in their favor, and Epik is going to have to play very cautious for the next few minutes.
Yeah, very, very good call on that Baron grab. Whoever made that call made the right choice for Team Solamid. Even despite that gold income, they're still about 3,000 gold behind because they just lost a team fight. They just lost Dragon. They've lost most of the Dragons. They're still behind 1 turret, but over the next 4 minutes while they have Baron buff, it is their time to push through, to find open turrets. Now, all the outer turrets are dead, so they don't have an easily reached turret, but they have such a great siege team. They have so much sustain with Baron buff and with Sona. They have a really good chance at poking down turrets. They've got about 3 minutes left on this. It's ticked down about 1/4 so far, but they can easily take the other 3 outer turrets here. Top, middle, and bot should all be available, and they need to make this happen. They need to bring themselves back in. The Baron buff is nice, but they need to make something out of it. Dan gonna take blue. Very, very smart there. Has that poke.
Looks like they're going to be able to grab this. Yep, give it to Dan. A nice donation there. complimenting the team and allowing him to continue to just lay down that ammo when he has it, get those missiles out. Pretty big damage we saw last game. It seems like they've really mitigated against that damage this game, and Dan's not as much as a threat that he was before. Obviously, those missiles really initiating fights for them, and even the Q kind of not doing as much damage on Dyrus. We're going to look at the levels here. Yes, 15s, 14s, and 16s for Team Solo Mid, 15s, 12s, and 14s for Epik. So they are also down in levels here, but they are still continuing to win their fights.
Yep, and they're going to keep doing this. They're poking in, they're doing a little bit of damage, they're backing off. They have Udyr walk up, just face tank the turret and have someone poke at it. Dan losing even more health, Reginald getting a little bit lower, but still, he can jump on Dan pretty soon. Silence comes out on Dyrus. Dyrus taking some damage still. Oranges are not powerful enough to beat Null Spheres. And you can just see the harass still coming in.
Oh, wow. Vayne, Westrice coming up huge onto Reginald, catches him off guard, blindsiding him there, and it looks like they will get the chase on here. Nobody really there for him. They know they have gone down in the bottom jungle because of that ward, and they're going to start pushing very hard. A nice minion wave behind them, and definitely with that siege minion as well. And they are going to put some hurt on this front tower here, the second tower, I should say, right down middle.
Wow. Yeah, Vayne. Great move there by Westrice, getting that kill and casting he thought was going to live. The wall goes down, there's no initiation possible. This team is almost entirely melee at that point, and that is a good pickup. That's another turret. That's impressive.
It's not to your advantage to lose turrets with Baron.
That was clutch by Westrice. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
That's clutch. A lot of attack speed on him. Now has the, in addition to the Black Cleaver, now has that Phantom Dancer.
All the way up to bottom. That wave is pushing in, already doing damage. Going to clear through these minions pretty quick. We'll get some good damage on that turret as well as the siege minion turns to it. It looks like they're going to focus on the position of where that Epik is right now. They're going to catch him on the escape here, and they may actually get exactly what they want.
Wow.
The CV goes down, and TheRainMan is going around the outside. Though. They're trying to pinch him in here. They're going to force him to run towards TSM's base and see if they can make that happen. They're kind of like back and forth. They don't know which way they want to go.
They could lose the game here. Okay, Vane's going to flash in. He's going to go for Chaox.
Epik, wow. Crumbzz going down quickly. No, Crumbzz stays alive throughout the entire fight, still alive, goes into zombie mode. Udyr taking down Karthus. Karthus will be able to get a kill, though, as he is dead. A lot of these kills coming up. Udyr coming up with a double kill. TheRainMan doing very good things for his team, focusing on Soraka with a triple kill. Coming up again, can he take down Dan? Dinh looking for that Quadra. No, TheOddOne gets that one. And it looks like Dyrus will also fall, but he is going to go down, and he is going to fight to his last breath. And that one, the ace from Team Solo Mid. A very nice pinch up top.
Yeah, that was really, really well played. It's good by Westrice. He did take down that Kog'Meow, but the team came in and they cleaned up. They just did not have the damage output. They managed to sustain throughout all the Karthus damage output. You see his ult is now back up, but I think it wasn't at the time because he didn't cast it during that fight, and that would have made a big difference here. We saw TheOddOne and TheRainMan both get extremely low. They just barely survived over it. They did get the kill onto Reginald as well, but you know, they just did such a wonderful job there. They dealt enough damage. You know, he survived for a while. He had that Zhonya's, but it wasn't quite enough. He did get dropped down. Well played there. TheOddOne actually did pick up the kill on the Karthus specifically. And, you know, they've regained some of that power. They've gotten that turret back. So it's 4 to 5 on turrets. They traded back and got that second mid turret. And they won a team fight. They're only down
such a close game.
1,700 gold.
16 to 16. 33 minutes in. 1,700 gold. These guys are going back and forth. Pretty much every lane is almost decimated all the way to the inhibitor turrets. They have one defensive up top for Team Solo Mid and a defensive up top and down bottom for that second row of turrets. So it's all about those inhibitor turrets now pretty much for Epik. They can go for either mid or bottom, and they can really start toying with a split push here. Vayne can be able to do that and also get away and see if she has a Phantom Dancer yet and the nice items. She actually, went for the Black Cleaver and the Phantom Dancer, so that speed.
Cleanse Slash for sure.
Yep, going to make her very, very strong.
Yep, she's doing great, has a lot of damage. But the cool thing about Vayne is even if there is the exhaust, her silver bolts will still hit for full damage through it. But if it's an attack speed slow, which Lee Sin can do, that's going to actually hurt her quite a lot. Let's see what she's going to recall. Probably has enough. Let's see the gold. Yep, 1,500. Can re-elixir and buy a cleanse sash. That's what I would do if I were in her shoes. What will she go for? Actually, no pickups. I'm surprised it's not a cleanse sash. Maybe she wants Banshee's Veil.
Yeah, she has 1,500 gold. Kind of walking out of that one. Didn't like any sales at the shop, I guess. Going for that red buff. Dyrus, you're going to be able to... Oh, no, waiting. I was like, why does he have his back turn? But he's going to give it to Vayne. Westrice going to come in here, condemn it against the wall. Bam. Takes it out. Nice. And Karthus down bottom, just trying to get the lane pushed up. Knows it's as far as he wants to go. He's going to go and gather with his team. I don't know what the timer on their blue is. It doesn't seem like any focus there. But we do have a lot of pings going around. Maybe we need to get some wards down here. That's what they're saying. It looks like they do have some movement towards that spot. And we'll see if Dyrus is the one to initiate this.
Dinh needs to be safe. He's got Archangels and a Rabbiton's Death Cap. A lot of AP.
Ward on ward. Nice job.
Yep. I think Epic's doing a good job of map control. Let's see, they've got decent vision. Yeah, TSM's got very little, only that one ward right there, so Epic's got a good chance of sneaking around. Dragon was very, very recently taken by the TheOddOne. They've got another 4.5 to 5 minutes on that. Blue is back up. Both teams know it. This is going to be a very big deal, this fight.
They could easily sit on the backside of that and try to grab it if they were to go for it.
I think they have a chance to get it now.
Yeah.
TSM's far. And Baron's not up yet. They can't really bait it exactly. Yeah, there we go. Heimerdinger putting a lot of damage up, but here they're going to give that one over to him. The turret is down. He will pick that one up. Now Baron's up. They've got to move. They should know.
This is going to be a very pivotal fight for either team right here. Team Solo Mid was able to just kind of bait this out last time and continue to win the fight. Will Epik put themselves on the right side of the wall? No, the Gangplank ulti comes out very nice, but it is not doing damage to Baron. They quickly walk out of that. The Crescendo comes out. Westrice could be shut down here, and he is. The Soraka heal, just not enough. Wish is down. It is now for the run and the cleanup. How much more can they split up Epik here? And it looks like TSM is actually getting a little haphazard themselves. This fight is turning around in the favor of Epik. Karthus ulti coming out, and there goes the TheOddOne.
Oh my gosh,
a triple kill for Karthus. Coming out huge. Epik turns this one around, and they are able to get a huge push out of this. TSM thought they were safe, and they thought absolutely wrong.
Wow, and that was a clever timing on that too. He actually popped it basically at the time where he knew there's no crowd controls available to hit him. He basically channeled in the face of an enemy champion and was like, I got this, don't worry. And of course it would have been terrible if he got stunned and been like, Crumbzz, you just lost the game for your team. But they have Gangplank with the Wriggles. They have Crumbzz, which is like the ultimate Baron champion. And yeah, Crumbzz is the champion apparently. But Soraka's going to feed him mana and lay waste very, very strong. Actually, they're not hitting it that hard just yet. It's down to half. Udir's coming. They've clairvoyanced him.
Oh man, I think TheRainMan does have smite. He does have smite up. He's gonna go in for the fight. He does not steal it for his team. They were able to grab that one. Great job by Dyrus to pick that one up. And it looks like TheRainMan has found himself in a tight spot here. Turtle form, and he is praying. He's got his hands together.
He's got so much durability here.
Wow, I can't believe he's taking a 3v.
He dodges the wall.
3v right now. Get out of here. TheRainMan turns around to fight. Is his team gonna be close
Reginald
enough? Waiting for Reginald. Reginald TP's in. That is down for him. Dyrus flashing over the wall. The shield is up. Is the parlay enough? Vayne coming out of the backside. Westrice finally takes down TheRainMan, and we are going to see Reginald now kind of running here, but still trying to bait. Keeping Vayne in that bush is exactly what he wants, but he is going to be forced to rift out a very nice critical attack that came out and procced onto Reginald. And it looks like Epik really in the spot they want to be in right now. They're playing an absolute stellar game.
That was clutch. That was clutch. Yeah, the split happened, and it was Karthus who managed to not die against that stack. You saw Karthus flash over to the left-hand side, and he stayed there, and he did not get dropped. They managed to get rid of the important targets. Kassadin, I think, went over to deal with Heimerdinger and everyone else, and it was Vayne that managed to get the kill onto the Kog'Meow. And once Kog'Meow was gone, there was no damage up but to stay on Karthus. And Karthus, you know, heavy sustain, was getting those heals. And let's go ahead and find him. He's got, you know, a lot of AP. He's got the Rod of Ages. He's got the Spell Vamp from Will of the Ancients. I'm gonna find that Nguyen does not have a Spell Vamp book on him just yet. Heimerdinger could have one. He has not done that though. But Matt Spell Vamp really, really good on this double AP team, and it's working quite well. Epik definitely in the advantage. 5,000 gold up still. It's less than 10% of the total gold on each team, so it's not that huge. And she did go Banshees. Yeah, Vayne did go for the Banshees. She was dropped. Actually, no, it was Vayne that died right away. It was the Kog'Meow was killed by. I guess it was Crumbzz that did it, or Dyrus. I think it was Dyrus that did it. I don't know. Either way, Kog'Meow died. Westrice died early. They won the fight. Good enough.
Nhat now making his way up with Crumbzz. It looks like there are a few more. Epik and, yeah, Epik, all of them. Westrice and Dyrus making their way towards top as well. Looks like they will get a little bit of a split push going here. They're kind of staying towards top, so I guess I wouldn't really call it a split push. They're really just kind of baiting this one out for Vayne to be in a lane alone, but they don't like it. They're just going to play some wards, make their way out. They feel really all right with the position that they're in. Baron has been taking, so it's kind of weird that they're hovering around it. Maybe they're waiting for the blue, and yeah, there is the ping. And that's exactly what they were waiting for. Kassadin and Kog'Meow both moving up. They have 0 vision until they get to blue, so this could be a big surprise as they come right out of that darkness of the fog of war. And there it goes. They are going for the attack as they move in. Phreak, here goes the fight.
Yeah, they're going to come on in here. The Gangplank ult goes down. Blue team did get the buff, and now they're going to try to run through Kog'Meow E, and they're just so slow. They're not getting anything for it. A good escape by TSM. There's almost no chase here for Epik. Yep, they will just back out. They will kill a couple of wolves and wards. That's fine. TheOddOne lands a Q. Won't mean too much. Westrice does have the sustain thanks to Baron buff, and they're going to catch TheRainMan. They're pushing on through. A little bit of damage here, but he's got so much magic. There's 193. Dyrus takes a nice shot to the face there. He's got that mallet right now. He's going to go maybe Atma's next. Dyrus doing a pretty good job here. Has dodge boots as well. Does want to be afraid of a lot of these champions here. Still kind of milling about towards the back side. No one's pushing in just yet. Okay, they're going to push through now. A couple of kills on these minions. They do want to siege this. They do have a good chance. They, of course, have Heimerdinger. He's got 2 turrets up. The Rockets come out and do a good job. Westrice dodging some of those attacks. They're going for the turret pretty hard. A lot of damage being dealt. They could come back for it. No, Dyrus taking a lot of damage. Whew. Giant heal that comes out.
Dinh shoots so fast right now. She has Berserk Greaves, Phantom Dancer, and that Black Cleaver. Every shot is going to shred her target's armor, and she's going to be able to do more damage on top of true damage that cannot be mitigated. That is going to hurt. Also, you see the damage on the turret, mainly from Vayne. She's just able to absolutely drop it. There it is. Very nice job as Westrice takes that turret down with the help of his team. They're going to back off here, possibly clear that mid wave, clear that bottom wave. They are quite pushed, reset their lanes, go for another attack. But it looks like they're actually staying to be aggressive.
Yep, they just dropped the ward out, I think, right there. I saw the 21 gold pop up. They do have Dragon back up. They pinged. Oh, TSM pinged bottom lane. They're like, hey, there's some minions. They might go farm this. Actually, they're basically backdooring minions right here. They're going to pick those up. They don't get the bonus armor like turrets do. And red is up. Crumbzz with a great wall of pain that will not let them initiate at all. A couple of spams come out here from Dinh. They should. I don't think TSM should push in for this. Although wall of pain is going to end soon. Okay, there we go. Vayne picks it up just in time. She's going to haste out. Yep, Natwin's going to get his team out of there just in time. The Shirelia's Reverie being activated lets that team reposition. Dragon is up. Reginald's going to come in here. He's going to find Dan. He's going to find a rocket at least. And uh-oh, this is going to be a big fight. This is definitely going to be happening. See both teams milling about back and forth. They're on both sides of the screen. Both are kind of blind, actually. They're going to move up. OddOne, Chaox going with the minions. They're actually going to get them on the other side of the turret. This could be good. Crumbzz going to flash into the team and getting immediately kicked out. Well played there by the OddOne, but they're going to get a lot of damage. Westrice trying to get away from the OddOne. OddOne's still crushing his face right now. TheRainMan jumps in there. Westrice might fall, but a nice ult is going to pick up Sona with Heimerdinger's help. Westrice still alive. Giant heals come in. Natwin going to survive. OddOne drops down. Nice job there. Now Dyrus chasing onto TheRainMan. Westrice going to drop to Reginald unless that Banshee's Veil keeps him alive. He's going to recall. And it's 2 deaths to 1. Barely getting those kills. The team surviving. Crumbzz did drop a good displacement by the OddOne, but it just did not quite matter. Chaox so close to dying. Minions. I was actually afraid for the monsters real quick. I was like, I don't know. But Dan getting blue, and that's going to be a free dragon as well. Well fought by Epik. I mean, they really just flashed in there and said, let's go for it. I can't believe Westrice lived. He was so low the entire time, but really clutch heals from that win did keep him alive.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get some sustain under his belt. He did get the Banshee's Veil. That is keeping a lot of defense and MR off of him, as well as taking 1 negative spell, but he needs that life steal. It's going to keep him alive in the fights a lot easier, and Soraka won't have to focus on him as much, and you can really distribute those heals to somebody else that requires it with that armor buff in the fight. It makes it so positional to use in the fight, and it really can help.
If I were Westrice right now, I'd actually build more durability instead of that BF sword, just because he seems to be such a valuable target. And he barely survives. I mean, he really trusts that Soraka, obviously, and certainly Heimerdinger and Karthus are both, you know, really important champions that the team needs to get rid of. But I mean, he's been jumped on a lot, and he's been playing so ridiculously aggressively. It just seems like you might want a Guardian Angel at this point. But, you know, he's working well, so I can't really hate. Dyrus actually not going for an Atma, instead going for the Randuin's Omen, so choosing to not go too heavy on the damage output. But really, everyone on this team from Epik, aside from Soraka, is actually a damage threat, so that's actually pretty nice for the Epik team. They've got everyone able to deal some damage. Everyone's a little bit tanky in some form or another. Actually, Soraka now got that BF wand, so there's a large rod giving him 242 ability power.
Artillery coming out from Kog'Meow. Looks like we will have the first attack on an inhibitor turret here. It has taken a little bit of damage from minions before. The bottom one has also taken some. Reginald. Oh, Baron's coming up. Far. Reginald is bottom.
He's got TP, though.
They may be able to. He does have TP. Is there a ward up there? The CV goes down. They don't have a ward too close to that position. They are going to have to place one down for him. We may see that happen now. The ulti comes out from Gangplank. The ward is not placed. And as you see, Reginald actually heading back down towards bottom. Baron has been grabbed. The second one now for Epik. They are going to push this top lane in, and they are going to have 3 inhibitor turrets to work with as they just walk around the front side of TSM's base.
Reginald's being smart. He's still pushing. He has to teleport up. Oh, they're going to base. TSM, this is smart. Forcing up to recall. They'll get a turret out of this
base race here.
That's so smart.
They have a lot of damage on this one, and they have a pretty big minion wave right there, especially with that siege minion. Everybody has backed on the side of Epik. They do not want a DreamHack remake there.
But who actually won the game with that base race? Wasn't that Epik that won it?
It was TSM. Reginald made the
was?
call. Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They were going for
Thank you.
Baron.
Yep.
So here we go. Epik doing what they can to push their lane out. They're kind of like neighbors right now. All 5 on one side, all 5 in the middle. And it may be that race we were just talking about. They have backed to go all the way back into the middle of the lane. That kind of confuses me. But now they're like,
they're forcing the recall.
Yeah.
Because they're running for it. Yeah, they'd get aced and lose if they pushed.
It's a very nice job
Karthus
there.
could ult and they could kill them. Karthus could ult, cancel the recalls, they could kill them. I'm telling you, it would work.
That would have been amazing. They would have not been able to get out of that fight, especially with Baron.
That'd have been hilarious, by the way.
That would have been really
and
nice.
Two would have Banshee's Veil and like actually leave and like get a 5v3 for free. Yeah, right. That'd have been great.
They're like, guys, wait, stop the blue pill. Stop the blue pill. All right, here we go. Pushing back out. They're going to meet a wave. Just right mid lane there. Clearing this guy out. What?
You said a wave and I felt like just being ridiculous.
All right, you are, so I guess it's all right. Reginald go ahead and take blue for himself so he can continue to rift down the map. We're going to see Karthus and Soraka in middle playing the buddy game. Looks like Dyrus is going to meet up with them. And see what his items are. What is he going for? Yeah, like you said, ran to his omen. He does have the Warden's Mail down. Aegis, he's really being a team facilitator right now. That aura, as well as helping his team with Raze morale. So definitely a big benefit to his team right there, especially with the aura, again, of Nhat, helping that magic resistance.
Indeed, and they're going to push through on mid. Heimerdinger is last one of the party, so they got to be careful to not get 5v forward. They do have a nice amount of crowd control on this team. Dyrus going to throw out some damage. TheRainMan does block it. Shield actually fully blocks the Q. And let's see what they can do. Still nearby, it's going to be careful.
Minion wave just about mid. They should, it's nice.
There's
That's a
the
siege
rockets. Minion as well. Yeah, but he's got a force of nature. He's got so much MR. Like, it's going to be so hard to kill TheRainMan or even poke him out because of the regen. Those turrets are actually very, very far back as well. They're going to retreat to the turrets if they ever get jumped on. There's a little bit of free damage there. You're going to help themselves sustain like that damage on the TheRainMan. And again, that turret down to about 2/3 now. Just poking and running back to the turret.
Wow, Vayne, so much damage on the turret. Almost taking it down with about 6 shots there. Doing a very good job, Westrice, of focusing on the global gold objective on that one as everybody else was kind of doing their own thing to allow him and keep the focus off. So they're doing what they can now. That next minion wave will probably mean this turret, if Westrice can get any type of shot on it, it's going to take 3 shots from him. There it is, and they are going to deter it there. Westrice is going to walk in, go for the turret. No, he misses the Gangplank ulti coming down. He's kind of forced out there, and the turret will fall. There it goes. They are forced off of their inhibitor. The first inhibitor turret goes down. And it looks like they will easily take the inhibitor. This is not good. They do have Baron, so it is smart that TSM does not want to initiate this fight right off the bat, even though they're in their base. You could be thinking, why are they not doing this if you don't know much about League of Legends? And that is a very dangerous moment. You can see the buff circling around Team Epik, or Epic Gamer, I should say right now, and that is giving them a huge buff of HP regen, or MP regen, as well as attack damage, a lot of other things as well. So it's very, very helpful to them, and that's exactly why they took that, and it looks so easy. So TSM now, a little bit to regain. It doesn't mean they're out. It's just going to take a little bit more time now to gather that back up, let the inhibitor spawn. They got to play very careful right now.
Yeah, interesting stuff going on as well is, so you saw Karthus ult before they jumped in. 2 things for that. So one, he wanted to have the ult up for the team fight, like, let's hit everyone and then we'll go team fight and, it'll be fine. The damage is going to be relevant. But also his blue is about to end. You saw that, as soon as that battle ended, blue buff was gone, and so he got only like a 90-second cool on that instead of the, right now it's 97, but with the 25% CDR on there, it would have been a little bit higher, or lower, actually, the cooldown. That's how that works. And would have had, a better chance with all that. So you can see only 30 seconds, 28 now left on that cooldown. Roughly a 75 cool instead. So it's pretty nice. And you're going to see for the next team fight, he'll have his ult up again. Only 20 seconds to go. Once he gets caught, he'll have it up. And good choices there.
Epik now going down. Looks, yep, they will get Dragon. This is going to be very nice for them. Ward control has really fallen off for both teams. Epik is still keeping it on their side, but they really have no vision of TSM side except for right down near that front base bush off to the right side. So that's a very good spot to hide. They can also do Wraith Camp. It's really a good place to initiate a fight, especially at this point in the game when, TSM would think just towards that first jungle entry path, or second, I should say, off of the base, they feel safe, and that's exactly when you take them by storm. Looks like we have 5 bottom. They haven't been spotted. The minion wave is pushing hard, so they're not going to see them until they're quite far up this lane. They now have vision of where Epik is. They're going to be able to wipe these minions out quite quickly, and they're looking to take down their second inhibitor turret here with this siege.
Yeah, they're wearing elixirs. They've got blue buff on Heimerdinger, and they're going to go for it. They're going to have super minions filter through mid eventually. They're going to see if they can do the same pokes before you see the turret back there. Both of them are down now. They can always retreat back to those Dyrus. Going to shoot a couple of shots at there, Xpecial taking some damage, but sustains himself for free while sustaining teammates. That won't be too big of a deal. Actually has a Sheen as well. Could be, actually it's going to be a Lich Bane. I was hoping for a Trinity Force. I really, really was. We've not had enough Trinity Forces this tournament. That was actually one of the quotes from Reddit as well. We had everything
More
going
Trinity
right. We had
Force.
games on time, you know, spectator, everything's awesome. No Trinity Forces, and that hurts my heart a little bit, but
Just a little bit.
But they're pushing on through. OddOne
Very aggressive. There it is again. Blasting off with that. Vayne about to just attack this turret. Taking a little bit of damage, though. Still getting hit by the turret. Few more shots is going to take it down. Focusing Lee Sin. That third Silverbolt proc. Taking him out. A huge amount of damage. OddOne goes down. And it looks like this could be it for TSM. They may not have enough to stop this. They are just going to go right around the ring here. Epik is like, guys, we deserve this. Let's take out everything they have, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Walking right through the damage of the turret, quickly taking this one down. They are still going to try to stop it, and they could be caught off guard here. Dyrus taking a lot of damage. Crescendo going out. Crumbzz caught in the turret range, but he will stay alive. Very nice heal there coming out by Soraka, and what could have been the game for them. They had a great minion wave. They kind of got lackadaisical on. A good stun there. Vayne is going to be able to be a lot faster here. Slowed down a little bit there. She does have the Phantom Dancer taken out very nicely. Kog'Meow able to grab her there. A very nice kill. That's actually a kill spree take, so Kog'Meow grabbing himself some good money. Chaox really pushing for that kill, and he deserved it as well. And, you know, TSM not sitting pretty, and it looks like this will be a free Baron coming up for Epic Gamer.
And if it weren't for the super minions, it would be TSM's free Baron.
Wait a minute.
They could lose the game here. Or rather, TSM could win the game here, I should say it positively. Reginald definitely holding his base alive, just barely his turrets, each below a third health. They're dancing back and forth. It looks like it's a 3v3. TheRainMan getting hit for some damage. Dinh doing a great job of poking and not getting caught. Chaox doing a great job here as well. That cleanse sash coming up very soon. Dyrus around the back. They do have that blue buff going to be grabbed here. Might give it to Chaox. Seems to be the choice.
Wow, nice damage, Chaox. 700 on a hit. That's really going to help, especially with that added magic damage. Just tearing through, especially if he is not focused in the fight. You know.
And I really think they should have been giving that blue buff to Chaox the entire time, because he's the really anti-poke champion. He can actually ult much better than Soraka can heal, and they're going for it. TSM, this is a great idea right now. They're going to push through onto the Baron, and you're going to see that they see them with the Gangplank ult. They don't see him coming in.
Oh,
this
wow.
could be scary.
This is a pretty big deterrent here. That's a lot of damage coming out. Kog'Meow putting out 440 damage a hit. Nice crits. And it looks like they could turn around and get this one. The Kog'Meow E slowing down. He is forced to rift over the wall, keeping himself alive. Any other champion without an escape would have gone down in that situation. Reginald, though, Grog-soaked blade slowing him down. Will he have rift up as he gets there? And he does. Makes it across. If Dyrus had red, he may have been able to make it in time for another hit.
Well, actually, they're going to have Karthus teleport back, or blue pill back. He does not have teleport up. It's just an inhibitor and no turret.
Vayne's going to come in here and put some damage on this inhibitor.
Yeah, Gangplank did a little bit. This is very scary. Yeah, the mid inhib's back up too. Epik could get too aggressive and give TSM the window they need. And TSM could really, jump for this one right now. Only bot lane has super minions, and it's okay. They're actually holding it on quite well. They're clearing out the rest of the minions. All super minions are gone from the other waves. Mid, you see, is nice and clear of supers. Oh, a good steal on red by Westrice. They're all going to recall. Now, they have two choices here. They can wait out Baron and let solo mid farm all the minion waves pretty much forever, because they're going to kind of auto-push a little bit, and they can wait out Baron for the next 3.5 minutes, or they can take the risk, fight against Baron buff, but take down inhibitors for it. This is really a sticky situation for Epik, because if Epik, if TSM does a wonderful job in the fight, they could take the lead over. I mean, they've already got the Baron buff. They've already got most of the turrets down on the outside. TSM could easily turn this one if they fight perfectly. Epik needs to make sure that they're secure in the battles that they take and they don't get too aggressive. Karthus ult up in 8 seconds. Red buff is back up over here. They might, Golem is back up. That's going to go to Dinh, and it seems Epic's going to take their time. They're going to let TSM farm for a little while. There's a Trinity Force. Thank you very much, Udyr, for giving me that Trinity Force. 3 people applaud. Thank you, guys. Oh, Trinity Force. And Vayne is almost full stack. Look at those items. So many items. Double Phantom Dancer. Pretty awesome.
Looks like they are heading up here, just trying to get a lot more vision. As you can see, it kind of switched it around for Epik here. 1, 2, 3 wards, all covering the entry to blue from mid and from their entire base on TSM side. That part of the jungle is not going to be touched. They also have 2 wards completely giving vision on Wraith all the way down to red. So they have their entire jungle and their resources capped off from them, and is not looking good. But like you said, they got to keep the pressure on and decide whether to fight with Baron or allow them to farm.
Here it is. This could be a big Big, big, big deal. Crumbzz already got low. He's trying to get away. They're going to get back through the jungle, but Vayne is off to the side, and Udyr is still chasing in. There's the haste coming in from Nhat as well, and now TheRainMan is the only one in front. Reginald chasing down to Dan, and Dan is taking so much damage right now. This is bad. He's been silenced. He gets the stun off. There's the rest of the team. Oh, Reginald could drop from this. Cardinal ult goes, and he will live.
11 HP. Wow, amazing there. They're still continuing to fight TheRainMan. Looks like he will go down. This is exactly what they don't need. A great kick back. TheRainMan with such sustain, staying alive, a 3v1 situation, getting hit by Starcall. There's a Grog Soak Blade slowing him down. Oh, and the last missile as he flashes away. Oh, the worst way to go down right after expending your flash. You just wish you hadn't done it. Looks like Karthus may fall to zombie form. He does not have his ultimate up, but he still will be able to defy all that damage and lay waste around him, throwing down his... Oh, wow. Soraka taking out Kog'Meow. Westrice trying to get away. Achillian surprise taking him out. Very nice job there. And it looks like they will be able to take this game. They have a huge minion wave here, but it looks like they may back off Dan. Dinh just does not have enough HP. That bottom lane may be able to get an inhibitor by itself.
It's going to be close. Reginald's going to go back around 2 for 2. They did take the 2 inhibs for it, though, and they killed most of the guys with Baron buffs. That is a huge deal right there. Dyrus being a troll. Dyrus doesn't give anything. Yeah, I know. And he's going for it. He's trying to do the damage. Does he have oranges up? He doesn't, and he doesn't get the damage output. He tried. It's only at 240 health, but they will not quite get this. However, with 2 inhibs down, pretty much all of TSM must hold in on the lane. Dan will recall back, and...
oh, yeah, he does have oranges. It was in the build.
It was in the build. I mean, he's level 18 at this point. I mean, even Dyrus won't. OddOne very tanky. Actually has a Thornmail. Jeez. Epik, I mean, they're still in driver's seat. They're certainly up, actually 9,000 gold now. But, you know, just always when these inhibs are down, you can just farm so much. And these guys can complete their builds. Of course, everyone should be level 18 by now. I'm just going to go ahead and assume, even the supports, yeah, Nguyen is 18, and Xpecial is 18. So everyone's got their full levels. A lot of completed builds here. We're going to see 18,000 gold, almost 20,000 on Kog'Meow. Kind of rich this game.
You know, it's weird. I wouldn't say it's weird, but it's really a fact that these teams, especially Epik with 2 subs, are able to come out this strong against a team that, you know, Team Solo Mid is about 4 or 5 months, they said, at Raleigh, that they've been a team, and not many switches have happened since then. So, you know, with Reginald as a leader, they really know what they're doing. They really know when to follow and when to initiate. But having these subs and still being able to keep all that mentality to keep the flow going and not hesitate during fights is really amazing. And they're putting up a strategy that TSM just cannot seem to thwart right now.
Yep, Nhat is about 700 gold away from having a death cap. Of course, he's been on needlessly large rod for about 15 minutes so far, and is just constantly buying items and wards. He's got, and elixirs rather. Okay, wards and elixirs, that's the one I was going for. There I go, I got it right this time. Gangplank coming in from behind, and it's going to be a 5 versus 5 for the inhibitor. Top and mid are still pushing. Oh, nice little turret there, blocks the Q. They should wait for super minions to get into the base, though. They should really make them have a bad choice here.
OddOne taking a lot of damage, yep.
Meteor coming on in. Crumbzz gonna take a lot of damage. Well, Zhonya's right there. Gonna push on through. TheRainMan getting low special in there as well. Getting a lot of it. Oh my gosh, the damage output. That's 1 and 2 gone. And the ult will kill Reginald. No, wait, he didn't. Oh, he is back alive.
Wow.
Okay. And there we go. A lot of pain going off. It's going
to be GG, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Epik is going to be able to take this game. Coming out very strong. Reginald finally falls, and Epik, coming from a 1-game loss to win 2 in a row consecutively. Very nice job. Xpecial saying GG, and they are being traded between both teams. Very nice job. Let's give Epik a round of applause. They will be facing off against Dignitas in the upcoming final match.
And who really would have guessed that those were going to be the finalist teams? Of course, there's the storied Team Solo Mid, Kind of Logic Gaming. Those are the ones that people just generally assume to be the best North American teams, but amazing turnout here from Epik, amazing turnout from Dignitas.
So here you go, tiny little fact that I heard. Somebody, a little secret that they told me. I guess it's not too much of a secret, but OddOne will intentionally misguide his guides on the website to have an edge over his opponents.
Really?
Yes. So that could have easily been a misguided jungle for Gangplank. Because I'm pretty sure dying to Wolf Camp was not in there.
No, well, if he's trying to misguide his opponents, it probably is in there. It's like, guys, okay, the strategy is you don't level oranges till level 15 at least. Just leave the skill points in there at 13, 14. Get them later. Die to the Wolf Camp. You probably want to definitely like max parlay and just don't help your team. I hear stacking Thornmails is probably the build to go for, especially if you're against a bunch of mages like Kog'Meow, does some magic damage. You want Thornmails there.
Right.
Almost an hour-long game. Jeez.
Yeah.
Way to put us behind schedule, guys. Thank you so much.
And really an awesome game by them to consider that Dyrus just played 2 champions he does not main and was able to still help his team out that much. Coming out with Cho'Gath the first one, and then getting the note in the beginning of this game that Dyrus just picked up Gangplank to jungle.
Yeah, and I'm just... I'm impressed. I mean, wow. Soraka even went positive. She actually got more kills than deaths as Soraka.
2-1 and 25. Getting ahead of myself. And Anita's with Ardran. She was throwing out some huge heals at the end of that game, as well as facilitating the team with the Reverie, as well as those cooldowns, just really, really helping.
And there were so many near deaths. I saw a bunch where it's like, Catherine comes in and bursts the guy for 800, and the guy lives with 12 because Soraka healed him, and I just see the armor aura right there. I'm just like... Well done.
Yeah, huge creep farm too as well. 446 by Chaox, almost reaching 500 CS, 300 breaking for Crumbzz. That's Westrice and Dinh, all over 300, about 30 creep score just around that area. So huge money in that game. 20,000 gold accrued by both Chaox and Crumbzz. So everybody was just really on their game that time. Barons being traded. TSM had inhibitors down. They took a Baron. Amazing. Not something you would see a team do or chance, but Reginald really has been known to have that key instinct of when to go for things. As we said, the base race at DreamHack, being able to call that in time, knowing that they had Alistar and they would win that. Just the little minute things like that really come into play.
Yeah, I mean, these are just such good games. And, I love seeing, these sort of underdog teams. Again, I was talking earlier about how it was said that, Epik normally wins against solo mid, and you can kind of see why here. They have such a great everything. I mean, the entire team played so amazingly well. But still, it's going to be so much fun watching the Epik vs Signitas finals. CLG and TSM in the 3rd place match is going to be coming up as well. That's going to be mostly for bragging rights. But the grand finals, of course, will be coming up in the near future as well. And I mean, these teams are putting on such a phenomenal show. I really can't wait to see them. But hold the phone, because we're going to get a commercial break, and we'll be back with interviews and more awesome stuff. So stay tuned.